Hey, how you doing? This is Chris Vercelli, welcoming you to the very first edition of Ask Chris. And I want to thank you for subscribing to this email newsletter. I do appreciate the opportunity to give you information that's going to make a positive difference in your life. So I hope that this content that I'm going to share with you today does exactly that. What I'm going to share with you today is something that's been brought up to me a number of times recently with some of my clients, and that's osteoporosis. Now, most people realize that osteoporosis is a big issue in today's society. There's many statistics out there that basically say that about 1 in every 3 or 1 in every 4 women over 50 are going to have some sort of osteoporosis related injury as they get older, and even 1 out of 5 men will have the same. And those types of injuries can be very detrimental to both your health and your quality of life, and even in some cases even cause premature death. And that's not meant to scare you, that's just the facts. So I wanted to share with you some things that I've learned about osteoporosis that I think will help you if you put it into action and apply it into your life. So first thing that I want to talk about is the common issues that kind of set someone up for osteoporosis and its precursor disease, osteopenia. Risk factors that are more commonly known are things like lack of exercise and low calcium levels and things like that. And those are very obvious to a lot of folks. They've heard that from a lot of physicians and probably read things online and things like that. But what I want to talk to you about today is I want to talk to you about this kind of hidden cause of osteoporosis, which most people are not talking about and very few people really do know about, from what I've experienced talking with people about this disease. And that's something called the pH balance of the body. Now, you may or may not have heard that term, pH balance, as it relates to physical health. If you've ever owned a swimming pool, you probably are somewhat familiar with the pH balance, because from time to time you'd have to take the water out and you'd have to put little drops in it to see how acidic it was, and if it was too acidic you'd have to put something in it to reduce the acidity, and if it was too alkaline you'd have to put something in it to reduce the alkalinity, and so on and so forth. Well, your body basically works the same way. It's constantly trying to achieve this balance to this thing called the pH. And the pH, it stands for percentage of hydrogen. It's basically a measure of how acidic your body is. And when your body is acidic, a lot of bad things happen. That's when you get higher levels of inflammation and pain, and disease becomes a lot more prevalent. And also it creates an issue in your body that your body tries to compensate for by releasing calcium from the bones. And what it does is it basically is trying to achieve this base level of about 7.4, and that's where you are when you're in this neutral state. Well, what a lot of people are in is they're in more of an acidic level, which is more kind of like a 5.0 or a 6.0 or somewhere in between, the 5 and 7.4 amount. And what happens is your body actually takes calcium out of the bones and it puts it into the blood, and that helps to raise your pH. So if you put enough calcium in your blood when it's at 5.0, you can get it to 7.4 pretty easily. And your body is doing that constantly on an everyday basis. And what happens is the bones lose so much calcium because your body's trying to elevate the pH that it cannot replace that calcium fast enough to keep the bone density ideal. So what happens is you slowly start to lose bone density because the calcium just keeps going out of the bones and it never gets put back in. So the real issue there is not so much the bone density problem, it's the pH problem. And what you need to do in order to fix that problem is, first of all, you need to check your pH. You need to check and see what your body's pH level is. And that's only done through pH testing. And you can buy pH testing strips online or in your local health food store, and you can get them really cheap. I mean, you can get a whole pack of them for about 10 bucks. And I've included a link in this email where you can purchase those online. But what you're going to do with that is you're going to test your body's pH, and you're going to see where it falls on this scale. Chances are, if you've never done anything to actively increase your body's pH, it's probably somewhere in the 5.0 to 7.4 range. Now that may not seem like a big difference, but it is. It's kind of like the Richter scale. You know, 1 point on the Richter scale is an exponential difference in vibrations of the earth. Well, this is the same type of a thing. You know, there's thousands of percentage points between this and that. So it is a really, really big difference. Once you find out what your body's pH is, the easiest way to raise it is to drink alkaline water. Now, typically the water that we drink from the tap and from different filtration systems is very acidic because the minerals have been taken out. So what you want to do is you want to get yourself an alkaline water filtration system, either for your home or a portable one like what I have that you can take with you anywhere. Now, the ones for your home are pretty pricey. You're going to spend probably about $1,000 to $2,000 on that. But the ones that are portable, you can get for under $100, and it's a very, very good investment. And I've put a link to the place where you can purchase that online as well. And so that's the first step that you're going to want to take. And the other ways that you can improve your body's pH nutritionally is by eating less meat, less sugar, more fruits and vegetables, and just more natural foods in general. Now, once you have addressed that component of bone density, you know, the actual loss of calcium, now you want to do some stuff to help increase the calcium content of the bones, and that's only done through exercise. You cannot stimulate your bones to get more calcium in them unless you do some type of strenuous resistance training exercise. And that's done, you know, in the gym. That's done with, you know, dumbbells at home. You know, some form of resistance training is going to be absolutely critical in order for your bones to be stimulated to have new calcium put in. So those are the two things that you want to really be focusing on. You want to be focusing on doing the stuff that makes the bone loss slow down or even stop, and doing the stuff that makes the bone growth speed up. Okay, so those are the two things. So just to recap, you know, the pH balance is the most critical issue when it comes to bone loss. So getting the pH strips and drinking alkaline water and having a more alkaline diet is necessary, and then implementing some sort of resistance training, strength training exercise into your regular lifestyle to help to increase bone development. Okay, so those are the things that you really will want to work on if you want to either prevent or reverse this issue. If you have any other questions about this, feel free to email me, and I'll be happy to send you more information and talk to you further about what you can do to help with this problem. And don't forget to email me with any other questions that you have for the next segment of Ask Chris, because I'll be taking a question directly from my audience and answering it through video, just like I've done with this one. So thanks a lot for watching, and God bless.